Hi, everyone. Um, I'm sitting here in Ryan's chair where he always made his videos. You can see the broken ceiling situation that he always dealt with down here. I'm his mom, and I thought that maybe it would be good to let you guys know exactly what happened. I don't know, it just seems like the comments have been confused. So, Ryan was born with a very rare condition called chronic granulomatous disease, which is basically a failure of the immune system. So, oh look, the cat jumped up just like it used to when he did it. His immunity to things was not the same as the rest of us. When, he would get certain kinds of viruses, not even viruses, only bacterial infections. When he would get those, they would be bad, like really bad, and cause him to go into the hospital. He didn't talk about it a lot. He actually didn't talk about it at all. And so you guys might have noticed that in some of his videos, his face was puffy. That was from steroids. Steroids were used to suppress his immune system, to help him get better. So there was no cure for his condition. There is no cure for his condition. However, a bone marrow transplant, when he was little, when he was born, they told me, well, that's like a last-ditch effort. That's like the last thing you do. And we only do it if we have a, sibling match. Well, Ryan grew to be 15, and, by the time he was 15, he was, pretty healthy and good, except that he did still have the need for steroids, and, they suggested a bone marrow transplant. And I said, at Duke, we have a great success rate, I guess you would say. So we said yes, we would do it. And he said yes. I said yes. That's hard to say. Who said yes? But anyway, we did. He got the bone marrow transplant. He engrafted successfully. So that's ultimately what you want to have happen when you get a bone marrow transplant. You want to engraft. And he did, which means that the new bone marrow did successfully take in his body. However, he had a lot of graft versus host disease, which means that the bone marrow, the new other person's bone marrow, which was a good match and which was successful, caused his body some pain. So he had a lot of graft versus host disease, and he was sick for a while. Then he was okay for a while. Then he got sick again. And what they said was that it was graft versus host of his bone marrow. And I was like, what? How can bone marrow, new bone marrow, be graft versus host? But apparently it can. So his new bone marrow didn't didn't fit, didn't work. He became diabetic, which meant that his blood sugar level was like super high. That's his cat. He was on steroids, which meant that his immunity was super low. So those two things together made for a perfect storm of a very weird thing. He had contracted this weird fungus called rhizopus in his nasal cavity. It was behind his eye and kind of threatened his brain. He had 3 surgeries to scrape it out, and they didn't work. The fungus kept going. So he was very sleepy and silent for a long time, like a couple of days, I guess. When they told me that he would not actually survive this condition, I was, as you might imagine, unwilling to believe or accept it. However, it was in fact true. But by this time, our kid, Barry Annex 825, the lover of dinosaurs, the lover of superheroes, the lover of all of the wonderful pets that he had, his reptiles. By that time, he was pretty much gone. So he lived for a week in a state of, I don't know, I had never seen it, and I'll leave it up to you guys to interpret. He was sometimes in and sometimes out. But he died very peacefully, very quietly. It was the worst thing I could have ever imagined happening to me. Except that when it did, it was the only thing. Because it was the only thing left for him. He was, the cat. He was absolutely beautiful. Every moment. He never stopped being that person that you know. He was the most beautiful thing. I don't know why he died. I don't know why that happened. It wasn't supposed to. He wasn't that kind of sick. But he did. I love you all for loving him. So here I am, just like Baryonyx 825. If you want to know anything, if you have any questions, please ask me. His life was so beautiful. And his death, although untimely, was okay. Because it had to be. So if you have any questions about his life or death, I'm happy to answer. And here comes the cat. He loved you all. He loved you all so much.